December and February. In the southwest sky if you live in the northern hemisphere, or the northwest sky if you live in the southern hemisphere. There are quite a few prominent stars in this constellation. At the right shoulder of the Hunter, there is the red supergiant Betelgeuse. Now this monster of a star, it is around 950 times the size of our sun. And if you are not aware, it is, as we speak, reaching the end of its life cycle and entering into its supernova stage. At the left shoulder, we have Bellatrix. There is Saiph at the right knee, and at the left knee, the blue giant Rigel. You may also be familiar with the Horsehead Nebula and the Orion Nebula, south of Orion's belt, which was thought to be the birthplace of the stars, consisting of over 2,800 stars within a cluster that is just over 20 light years across. Now, at the belt of Orion, we have the three stars Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mentak that correlate to the three main pyramids of Giza, Menkaure, Khafre, and Khufu. Now, let's be clear about something, folks. The consensus that has been pushed for so many years is that these pyramids are tombs built during the old kingdom of the ancient Egyptians. And this is nothing more than just an educated guess. No mummy has ever been found in any pyramid in any part of the world, ever. Second, these ancient people left behind records, artifacts, and knowledge of almost every aspect of their culture and history in great detail. They left all this information behind, except on how they built the pyramids. Do you know why? Because they most likely did not build them. They may have, however, built the little crappy-looking pyramids in an attempt to figure out and replicate the architecture of the three giants. You see, you can't date stone after it's been quarried, so now you have to find things lying around, organic clues to radiocarbon date, and then you can come up with an estimation. And their estimations are hundreds of years off. The architectural precision of these pyramids is unmatched. If you look at Khufu, what we have here is an 8-sided pyramid consisting of over 2.3 million stone blocks that weigh anywhere from 2 to 70 tons. Now the chemical composition of the mortar is known, and it is harder than the actual stone. Oddly enough, it cannot be reproduced. That's right. The interior maintains a constant temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, with an outer mantle originally composed of some 144,000 casing stones, made of polished white limestone, which would reflect the sunlight off of it like a gigantic mirror. This would cause the pyramid to shine like the sun, possibly being visible from the moon. One of the most interesting things about the Great Pyramid is its alignment. Not only is it aligned with the constellation Orion, it is aligned with true north and is located at the Earth's center of landmass. It is also in alignment with the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. Now, what I'm about to tell you is a bit complex. First, you need to have a basic understanding of Osiris and the other gods of Egypt. Keep it in mind that the ancient Egyptian kings and priests were as high as heaven. I'm talking about opium, hashish, shrooms, and other psychedelic plants, and even cocaine, man. So it should be as no surprise to you if this sounds a little spacey. So, at the head we have the god king Osiris, represented by Orion. By his side is Isis, his sister and queen, represented by the star Ceres. Then we have Set and his sister wife Nephthys. Yes, they're all family. In fact, hooking up with your sister was a very common practice among the ancient people of Egypt and almost every king that ever ruled the land. Now Set was jealous of the power of his brother, and one day he ended up murdering him. Sound familiar? He did this by luring him into a trap. He took the measurements of Osiris and constructed a golden coffin. He challenged anyone to be able to fit into the coffin. If they could, then the coffin would be theirs to keep. Osiris took this challenge, and once inside the coffin, Set had trapped him inside and buried him alive underwater. Now Isis, of course, being the good sister wife she was, went on a sole quest to find her missing brother husband. And she would have, if Set didn't find him first. Somehow, the coffin Osiris was buried in was rediscovered, and before Isis could find the evidence, Set separated the remains of his brother and scattered them. But Isis found the scattered remains of her husband. Everything except his genitals. She then pieced them back together and formed an artificial phallus for him, so that she could have sex with him and conceive a child. And she did, sending Osiris to the underworld to rule the dead. Their son Horus would be his reincarnate. This is just one version of the story, and over the years things have been added and things have been taken out. Now, Osiris is an Ennead god in the creation myths, but there are 8 other deities or gods or demons. The Ogdoad, the dark reptilian gods of the Egyptians, 4 males with the heads of frogs and 4 females with the heads of snakes, representing the primordial waters, eternity, darkness, and that which is hidden. So here's where it gets crazy, folks. It doesn't matter that these are just stories, myths, legends. We have clearly seen the effect on the lives of everyone due to the formation of religions around the world throughout history. It is relevant. What makes you think that a religion like this would be forgotten or abandoned? And if there is a person or group of people that still worship these gods, what rituals do you think they would engage in? After all, the ancient Egyptians' culture is all about magic. Or is it really science? There are people who believe that CERN is trying to open a portal or abyss to allow certain entities to come through. Well, who do you think are the entities they want to come through? The ancient Egyptians did emphasize the return of these deities, the reptilian gods, the rebirth of Osiris. Is this why you need an antichrist? So that you can have this spirit entity of Osiris to enter into this physical person? Look at Nabta Playa, the ancient ruins of a cosmic calendar created by the Egyptians way before the pyramids. A ritual ground, the Playa. The same type of land used in CERN's commercial, and the crazy event people have every year in the Nevada desert. I'm not going to get into all that here. I just want to turn you on to some of the more interesting theories out there. We live in a crazy world, folks. And from the looks of history, it has always been that way. And if someday soon, one or more of these deities do return, let's just hope it's the one that is here to save us.